Is
Mm.
it live?
Damn, we
Hey,
live, baby.
hey,
I
welcome
know
back
it's a
to
lag there whenever we
another.
do it.
Yeah, it's always a lag, and I feel like I'm just sitting here like, is this okay? Should I just sit here? Look pretty. I'm good at that. Anywho, welcome back to another episode of Unapologetically Black, Never Broken, Always Empowered. I am Brittany, joined by Dre and Richard. How are y'all?
Gang.
What up?
I switched it up.
Eh,
I did Dre's nickname and Rich's government.
rude.
How y'all feeling today?
I'm all right. Another day in Ohio, so yeah, nothing big. My wife came out to celebrate my birthday. My birthday was yesterday. Turned 32. Another grateful
Hey,
year. And my lovely wife came out to celebrate it with me. We had fun. Went out to Benihana's.
nice.
So, threw some steak on the grill. Uh, guy was kind of a little unsanitary. Dude was cooking chicken, using the same spatula to cook steak and shrimp. Like, oh, let's
Sounds
need to
about
sit
right.
everywhere.
They
But
make and they do a little show.
luckily, no
Make
one
you
got
forget.
salmonella and nobody died. So, other than that, now I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. How y'all doing?
I'm good. I voted today, so I mean the polls are closed at this point. So if you're in Maryland, primaries for today. Hopefully you voted or early voted, all that good stuff. Just been chilling with the kids. I worked camp today again. A little bit better because it wasn't every day this week, so it wasn't as chaotic and stressful. But yeah, I've been good. I uh I did a different podcast last night, which was fun. They did a live tarot card reading.
And you didn't call nobody,
It was for me. I know, why would I call?
so I could watch it.
Oh, it wasn't live. Like it was. So when I say
Mm,
a live tarot, like it was recorded with the
mm.
intention of like being put up later. So as soon as it's up, I'll let you know. But
Okay.
yeah, it was cool though because he did my tarot cards. We talked. It was a real chill environment. But yeah, I've been good. Oh,
Uh-oh. Jamal in.
let's
Oh,
see.
wait. Hold up. I gotta go this way. There we go.
That's why I started laughing, Rich. I was like, man, like,
Did it work?
Yeah. No, yeah, they can see my wife moving in the background.
Well,
Laying in bed watching TV.
so my week was pretty good. Spent some family time with my little brother, some very overdue family time. So I was happy about that.
That's good. That's good. What about you, Brad? How your week been?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I've just been chilling today. A couple little errands here and there, but not bad. And I'm feeling real good right now because I had some chicken and waffles for dinner. So I'm ready. I had to get extra black to come on unapologetically black. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
One time
okay.
for the one time.
I feel you. I feel you. Jamal, you done with the technical difficulties over there, bro?
Take that as a no.
No. The answer to that question is absolutely not.
Not even close.
Um,
Think you're gonna need
Babe,
to
if
get
you
next
want
to
to
your
just
wife,
come sit
bro.
next to
Yeah,
me,
just go sit next to your wife, bro,
Yeah,
and
because
we're gonna start the show.
okay,
People coming in and
you're
and they
disgusting.
want to hear you lose already. So come on,
I want to
just
hear
sit
you
next to
lose
your wife.
already. Come, I'm sorry. There's a box there. If you're hearing all of this shuffling. But yeah. So Brad, welcome to
Hey,
another
happy to be back.
episode.
I'm always happy to come rock with y'all for a little bit. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
You're gonna
Let's
tell
get
me
this
what you
thing
want.
rolling.
All right. So today's episode about cartoons, black cartoon characters. It was the way we're doing this is inspired by BlurredCon. We went to a panel. The DC Gaming Group, shout out to them, did a panel called Nerd Rage, and in that panel, they basically, essentially, it was a big debate between everybody about whatever the topic is. So we saw it and we were like, we got to do this. We have to do it on the podcast. It's only right.
'Cause it's fun.
Exactly, because if you know Rich,
I
a
love
debate is in
me a
order.
debate.
Exactly. So basically, the way this is going to work is I am going to host it. Dre, Rich, and Jamal are going to be our contestants. I will pose a question about a black cartoon character. They will have their own opinion. They'll have 60 seconds to tell you all in the audience what their opinion is. Then, after they each get their 60 seconds, each one of them will then have 30 seconds to say why the other people are wrong. Once we get through that round, we have Brad here to be our fact checker. He will fact check anything they say. We will expose them for all of their lies.
All that
And
cap.
then we will vote to see who wins. So that is how today is going. Are you guys ready for round number one?
Always ready.
All right. So the question for round number one is, let me find it. The question for round number one is, who is the most fashionable black cartoon character?
Fashionable black cartoon character. All right.
Fashionable.
So I'll go first because I'm me. We're going to go off of fashion. My answer is a pimp named Slickback. Let me tell you why. A pimp named Slickback is the most fashionable black person in all of cartoons, right? So, first off, he's a pimp. Pimps always got fashion, okay? Let's just go ahead and throw that out there. They always got, and then not only out of that, when you look at all these other cartoons, all the black people, they wear the same thing. They got their one outfit that they wear, and they wear it over and over again. And then that's it. But with a pimp named Slickback, he took, even though he gonna have that one outfit, he got the cane, you know what I'm saying, the purple suit, and he got the bitches. And the bitches always change in color. They change
15
the style.
seconds.
That's fashion all the way through. And then look, you seen the boots that he rock? I know you seen, I know, not the boots, but they like the little Stacey Adams type shoes. You know what I'm saying? You got the gator bottoms. That's fashion all the way through, bro.
Time.
You got the microwave joint.
Don't do my phone like that. I'm here to help,
funny.
And you just gonna cost me?
All right, Dre.
Real
You're
quick,
up next.
before you go, Dre, what I'm gonna do is so my voice isn't just interrupting everybody all throughout the podcast. When I put my hand up the first time, that means you got 30 seconds left. When I put it up the second time, that means you got 15 seconds left. And then I'm gonna say time. Well, y'all can hear the beepers. I'm gonna just not talk. I'm gonna just be here to help. With that, go ahead, Dre.
It's a pimp named Slickback of all characters. I don't think I can agree with that, man. I'm trying to think of a far better example than that. Maybe Static. Yeah, definitely Static. Fuck, I don't know. I never really thought of that category. You have to skip this one, man.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. So we'll go with Static. His answer's Static. We'll just say that.
Wow, you really trying to let Rich win this one, huh?
All right, so Jamal.
I'm trying to let him win anyway. I just don't think of that stuff.
All right, you ready for this? So the most fashionable black cartoon character comes with her own saying. She's penny proud, she's cute, and she's loud, and she got it going on. Anytime that she wasn't in her normal everyday, the artists don't feel like drawing her in something else. She stepped up, and she was one of the, if not the most fashionable friend that she had. In the new series, where she got an upgrade, she got a whole outfit upgrade almost every episode. Anytime that she was going out, she got cute to go out. She got fashionable. She got ready. She made sure that she was always on point, even next to her big-footed, more fashionable friend. But you never not looked over at her like, damn, the animators did her justice. Like I could see that. Like I could see why some of y'all creepy dudes be writing fan pictures about this. Like, not that I myself, but like I could understand that. And that's my case. A pimp named Slickback.
All right. So, Rich, you have now 30 seconds to explain why Dre and Jamal are wrong.
Man, look, I don't even need 30 seconds to tell you why this nigga's crazy. Okay. First off, Dre don't even know why Static Shock should be the answer. So we just gonna cross that out. He can't even tell you why Static Shock is fashionable. Because he ain't. He look like a hobo. All right. That Static Shock looks like the homeless man. You know, the kid in school with the dusty Air Force Ones because his mom only bought him one pair. That's Static Shock. So we're gonna cross him out the list. Penny Proud wears the same dingy, dusty burgundy jacket everywhere. To school, to court, to no, stop. Dingy and dirty is what she is. Fashion my ass. Penny Proud wish she could be a pimp named Slick. Oh wait, was that 30 my 30 or was that?
That was your 30.
I'm gonna be fair to the rules and let Jamal and them talk, but I missed me with that one.
Dre, did you want to take your 30 seconds to explain why they're incorrect? For the record, Brittany agrees. When Penny changes for different performances, she's nice. She got outfit changes.
Brittany as in...
No, I don't.
Rich's wife.
Not Brittany as in Jamal's wife.
Okay, Dre, I heard you. No, not Brittany as in Jamal's wife. Which honestly, hold on.
Come on, Jamal. Let's see what you got.
You got your 30 seconds.
Oh, it's on me? All right. So if we talking fashion, this nigga was not fashionable. This was fashionable in the 70s. This was fashionable in the 80s. My man showed up with a cane and some fur and some like fox print. Come on, dog. Fox print? You a pimp. Come on, pimp. Pimpin'. Bright ass purple suit. Come on, pimpin'. It's the middle of the day. And Static Shock, like you said, does look like a homeless dude. Like, he looked like, not even like he grew up on the nice side of Detroit. Like, he grew up and his daddy was just like, you all right, boy.
It's your 15 seconds.
Oh,
Or
that's my
30
15?
seconds.
That was my
30
30.
seconds. All right. So, Brad, were there any facts that needed to be checked? I don't recall anything. I think
Maybe the
everybody.
dates on the suits, nigga.
They all
You act
stayed
like, but
in
you act like the
opinions.
Boondocks was dated for 2015 plus.
Like,
Boondocks
y'all
is dated for like 2002. That's the
All right,
start
And
of
those
all right.
suits weren't bad
All
then?
right. All
Y'all
You
right.
mean to tell me you'd still rock that suit then? Brittany, you gonna let this nigga rock that suit?
What do pimps wear? Suits, and he was
Wow.
fashionable with the suits.
Come on.
Even though they had the 30 seconds since
They
Drake
went.
didn't
They
say
went
much,
over.
Penny
it's still
Proud
at the same
has been
time.
through
I took
what,
Dre's
All right.
time.
All right.
4 grades.
They split it. They
Penny
each
Proud
got
been
15 extra seconds.
Yeah.
And
All
in
right,
all
calm
4
down.
grades, Penny Proud is in the same outfit.
Calm down. All right. So, Brad, how you feeling?
I was a little surprised that nobody said Miles Morales.
Because he's not fashionable.
Wearing one pair of Jordans does not make you fashionable, dog.
But
It's a pair
to
of
your
Jordans.
point, Jamal, to your point about being modern day related, he's got both Pimp Named Slipback and Penny Proud over on those.
No,
To
Miles
me,
Morales
he has
looked like
one
he had a
pair of
leftover
Jordans,
jacket.
dog.
All right, whatever.
Miles Morales looked like he had on
Did you leave
hand-me-down.
Spider-Man off the list on your podcast?
No, I wanted him to survive.
Oh, that wasn't you? Nah,
No.
you tried to bring him back in a different round, my
I
brother.
did. That was y'all. Anyway.
Where is Fred when
So,
you
Brad,
need him?
what's your vote?
I mean, it's gonna have to be a pimp named Slickback. Not Slickback, a pimp named Slickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You gotta say the
You
whole
say
name.
the whole
Am I
thing.
just for you to get old again on a different podcast?
Just say the whole thing. A pimp named Slickback.
This is happening to me twice.
So, Dre, since you weren't technically in that round, if you'd like to give your feedback on who you think won between Rich and
No, man. Excuse me. He was technically in the round. He just.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be a tie. That's the issue. Because I'm clearly gonna say Penny Proud.
She sang along.
I
sang
sang the
along.
song.
Did y'all not see her doing the hand motions?
Okay, fine. We'll keep it at the top. That's fine.
We'll keep it a tie. We can circle back.
Unless we're gonna include your wife, because I think that she wasn't voting for you, my nigga.
As for my
Uh,
Penny Proud, she's definitely more fashionable.
Dre says Penny
y'all
Proud.
niggas is.
Oh, so you gonna
whack.
keep it as a tie, or are we gonna count in
Y'all
Dre?
No,
niggas
Rich
is
is never going.
whack.
Rich
Well,
is
I think
never
if
going
we
to
count
be
the audience, I think if we count the audience, then
Penny
Penny
won.
won. So
All right. Okay. We're gonna keep it fair. We're gonna keep it fair.
because you know Izzy would love Penny in the future.
Izzy would. Izzy is
Now.
definitely a Penny Proud person. But
See,
Yeah.
that's Izzy
Izzy is
didn't
not
have
rich.
the yeah. She
Only
didn't
half
have
of his DNA.
the
as a
pleasure.
Beyonce fan, you sitting here, you going wow, a pimp named Slickback?
A pimp
That's
named Slickback.
hilarious.
man, y'all gonna argue the whole episode, huh?
Facts.
That's what
Facts.
I'm here for.
All right, so that's round one. Great job, gentlemen. Round two. The question is, which Black character deserves their own TV show?
Ooh. Okay. So hear me out when I say this. And I know I don't want to make it sound like I'm just picking from the same show, but if we're gonna be honest, Uncle Ruckus needs his own TV show. Uncle Ruckus is one of those people that I know for a fact, like the Cleveland Brown show, like if those shows can make it, where you take the black guy that's the side character and give him a show and it's funny, Uncle Ruckus could be that without Pops. You know, like recipes, Grandpa Pops is gone, right? The show can focus on Uncle Ruckus and it will thrive. Like without Uncle Ruckus in the Boondocks, I don't think Boondocks is as impactful. Uncle Ruckus could take his own show and legit go from there, and it would be hilarious as fuck.
All right. Great.
So the correct answer was
Wait, it's Dre's turn. He's in too.
my bad.
All right, Dre.
X-Men character should have their own show, right? I say Storm from X-Men deserves her own show. Why the hell she didn't have one, I don't know. Like, she's got the lore. You could tie in Black Panther with her. You already got an extended connection to other X-Men through her, and she can mentor other X-Men after her. It's kind of a freaking crime that she doesn't have her show yet and just hasn't had one.
He got that done in less than 30 seconds.
All right, when they found the
Right.
cat,
He knew it. All right. And Jamal, your answer?
Good thing Rich is muted while he's trying to take extra time.
Right. So Rich is coming out with a strong ass, wrong ass opinion. The real answer is number 5 from Kids Next Door. Everybody has been waiting for a follow up to that show. Her episodes, when it was her solo, she did the best episodes. She did the best solo adventures, hands down, next to number 1 himself. He got to go out on his last movie, give my girl Cree Summers her own show, let her run it, and then boom, number 5 comes back. That's how you bring back the Kids Next Door. Kids Next Door really didn't function and have that cool factor if she wasn't there. She came in, she was just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna do this, this, and that. And then she made you believe that whole mission was gonna be all right, baby. And she gave you that like voice of the 90s, because anytime that you got a black girl in the 90s, it was always the same voice. It was Cree Summers. Y'all know it, y'all love it. Kids Next Door, number 5. Let's hear it.
Vote for me for president.
Okay, so if you didn't hear what I was
Hold on,
saying,
Rich. He's trying to set up your 30 seconds.
Give his microwave 30 seconds.
If you didn't hear what I was saying that Storm already has her own show. It's called fucking X-Men. Okay, that she's the character of the show. Storm don't need her own goddamn show. We had enough black fucking characters that do the exact same shit as Storm. Okay, we don't need nothing else to happen. Storm has her own show. It's called X-Men. There you go. Cross that out. Now, Jamal, I can't argue it too much. I'm gonna do it anyway because number 5 was legit. No, I ain't gonna lie, number 5 was legit. But it's one of those things where I don't believe she was as impactful as you make it seem, brother.
All right.
It's gonna be fun.
Right? All right, Dre. You got your 30 seconds. Why are they wrong?
All right, Rich, you wrong because we already saw Uncle Ruckus have his own show. We watched fucking Kanye West be Uncle Ruckus with freaking Trump for umpteen years. Boom, that shit's dead. We don't want to see that twice. And Jamal, cool factor ain't nothing if we don't got other aspects to add on to it. You can be cool as hell and have nothing else to contribute. Yeah, she cool, but what else?
I'm gonna just step in and say that those of you that have also listened to What's Happening, you know that I am a diehard Kanye West supporter with regards to his music. So Dre, you my dog. Fuck you, bro. Right now, like,
That
Graduation.
was funny.
I
Okay.
ain't see that coming, dog.
Half his argument got cut off because Brittany starts yelling, "I am dead."
I mean, but I was muted, so it only cut off for you.
However, that back end of his argument needed to be cut off. There is no way you're giving Storm her own show.
Start is 30 seconds.
There's no way you're giving Storm her own show. And here's why. She doesn't have enough there, even with the lore, even with the background, even bringing in back Black Panther. There is not enough to make Storm a more interesting character to say, hey, we have this Omega level mutant who does all this shit, but yet she needs her own show. However, on the other hand, you won't give Uncle Ruckus his own show because nobody really wants to see this motherfucking coon come up and never get a comeuppance. The best part about the Boondocks was when Uncle Ruckus got his comeuppance.
Whew. All right,
that's false.
I'm actually going to follow up question you guys.
Okay.
So I
so
would
we're not
like.
deciding. Oh,
Well, I'm just gonna give them a follow-up. Yeah, follow-up question.
Do I need to time them?
Yeah,
6 seconds,
give them, like 60 seconds. Give
Okay.
them 60 seconds. So I would like for you guys to describe what would be considered like the pilot to the show that you're creating.
Oh, easy, right? So we start off with Grandpa's funeral, right? Granddad's funeral. Uncle Ruckus is reading the eulogy. And as he's reading it, he's saying all his racist remarks, black people this, and you know how niggas have funerals, and we gonna go to his house and eat chicken later on, right? So what it's supposed to be is a comedy, right? It's supposed to make motherfuckers laugh. And I believe with Uncle Ruckus leading that pilot like that at Granddad's funeral, and then him having to raise Riley and Huey, that leads the show right there, right? And I'm telling you, they both, and then Riley and Huey are going into high school. So now you have a coon great uncle, right? Because Pops and Uncle Ruckus are like brothers, as your mentor, as your parental figure. And now you're in high school doing this. You're not in elementary or middle school. You're in high school going through all of this shit. That's the pilot. That is a fucking A1 show.
I'm not mad at that show. Can I just tell you, I was trying to keep up with like letting the audience know where we were and completely forgot. Is Ruckus spelled Rukus?
Ruckus.
Oh, fact checker with it.
Hey, that's why
Look at him with the facts. That boy quick.
Uncle Roku is French.
All right. Dre, what would be the pilot episode for Storm?
All right. Well, it'd be spinning off the '97 X-Men cartoon. It'd be post Dark Phoenix saga. So Storm will end up trying to break off from the X-Men, realizing that Professor X is more a cancer than he is a help to the X-Men, and she needs to go off and do her own thing, and at least try to school the youngsters in a way that has a combination of the positive methods from Professor X and positive methods from Magneto, and end up raising up different heroes like Ironheart, maybe Miles Morales, things like that, and then find a few other mutants along the way.
All right. And Jamal?
So for the number 5 pilot, you ready for this? Number 1 is Gone to the Moon. It picks up right after the movie. She starts off, she's on Earth. Her sister is telling her all of this is done. All of the agents are done. Like the dude that she used to like Maurice, is come back, and he's like, we got one more mission. And it's her coming out of retirement. She's in middle school now. Number 5 is old and she has to get the gang back together. They got to go track down number 1 who's lost on the moon. That's how you restart Teenagers Next Door. I'm for that. Let's green like this. Let's get this done. Like, we could move on this.
I mean, they can't pilot for that.
First off, middle school or like preteen. They're not teenagers, so she's not that old.
8th grade is preteen.
Second of all,
Okay, R. Kelly.
Yeah. Whoa.
You know he's an R. Kelly fan. Don't do this to him, Brad.
Oh wow, that threw me off. Second of all,
he wasn't ready for it. His mouth was open and everything.
Sounds like Magneto. Like we're gonna take Storm's story and just swap Storm and Magneto because that's exactly what happened. Magneto didn't agree with the way Professor.
You had your 30 seconds. You had your 30 seconds. All right. So
Brad stole something from me though with his joke.
Love the pilots. Yeah, the joke got me too. All right, Brad. So how you feeling? Uncle Ruckus, Storm, or number 5?
All right. So here's my thing. Right. Number 1, you put in the comments, you put Uncle Ruckus, Storm, or number 5. Her name is actually number 5. And I feel like that's like going to set us back to be the first, not the first, but to be, a black lead character spinning off into their own show. So number 5, you can't get your own show. That's number 1. Number 2.
That is an A.
No, A.
Oh my God.
A-H. Yeah.
I cannot even.
Number 2, Uncle Rucka, Uncle Ruku, if it's French, whatever. I just feel like even though Dre disrespected my boy Kanye, and like it's on site when I catch you, homie, but like for the same reasons, if I can't let number 5 have a show, I can't let Uncle Ruckus go ahead and get a movie in these times. Nah, it's gonna have to be Storm. Somebody from X-Men got to get a show.
So it's Storm because she got hold on the last list.
We've seen Storm 1,000 times. We don't need to see another X-Men.
You gonna get Halle Berry back to play Storm, Brad?
If you would have said Riley,
and to be fair, in these times, you can have an all-black cartoon making racist jokes.
Mm-hmm.
In these times,
if you would have said Riley,
is all white,
with you.
And South Park is still making jokes and dropping TV shows.
Racist as fuck.
Tolkien. God, come on, man. So if South Park can do it, Boondocks can do it.
To me.
I feel you. So clearly by my inability to spell it, I didn't watch it. Okay. So this is where we are.
It's okay. You still have one season, don't summons.
I'm just saying, and
this time it's not with her husband, it's gonna be with Dre.
I'm actually siding with Rich.
What?
Surprisingly so.
She was raised around white people.
You said I was raised around white people.
Just a heads up, y'all. And
that's a true statement. I went to Marion. I went to an all-white, all-girls high school.
Imagine you take Huey and Riley and put them in an all-white school. You have a hit show, my brother. A hit show.
Yeah, it was called the Boondocks. That's what Woodcrest was, bro.
No, but they weren't in school.
They just put on the name.
Number 5 is going out like
Brittany
this.
said Cree Summer would be tired of playing every character for number 5 show. She didn't spell it right either. I just want you to know there's an H there. We ain't spelling this correctly.
We ain't said nothing. Is based on the voice actor and not on the character themselves. We're talking about the character themselves, not their voice actors. So automatically number 5's out.
Wow.
So that's where I am. I think we can leave it at where it is. I don't know who would be a good tiebreaker unless Brittany's got something.
Oh well, yeah. Brad chose Storm.
Brad chose Storm.
Okay, so Brittany, you would have to be the tiebreaker. We'll see if she'll put it in the comments.
Dropping it or just yell it out really loud.
What if she came back and said, "I really like the number 5 show"?
We all tied up.
Wait, you don't need to vote for that Kanye Ruckus show.
She said Uncle Ruckus.
Uncle Ruckus. We appreciate that, Brett. All right, so Uncle Ruckus is moving. Well, not on. He's not going anywhere. He won.
That's unfair.
He should get his own show.
She's sleeping with the podcast host. That's unfair.
I mean,
Ain't you?
you
sleeping with the EP?
No, he said ain't you, not
ain't you?
You got
No.
fair advantages. I'm rolling solo here. They both got influence votes.
And she still voted for Rich, nigga.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I
Clearly,
mean,
I didn't influence
you won
that
the
much.
last one. You won the last one.
I didn't influence that much. Both Britneys decided to vote for Rich. This was not my influence.
That's hilarious. All right. Round 3. We're moving through. All right. So round 3. We were only gonna do 3 rounds, but we're only at 30 minutes. So I feel like we can make it through the 5 prompts I set aside for this.
Yeah.
So round 3. Let's do best Black superhero. Specifically
Okay.
in cartoons. So they have
I'm about to
have
say
it animated.
before we do define superhero. Are we talking vigilantes? Are
we talking Sonic. We talking
niggas
Crash
that,
Bandicoot.
like, yeah, we're talking like Sonic as a superhero. Like, what are we talking about?
Because you know Sonic's black. His name's Maurice. I don't know, not Nair. White Maurice.
Yo,
really?
You know what?
80-31.
I don't know.
So superhero by like normal
standards.
Like
you know what a superhero is? Justice League,
superpower.
Avengers. We talking Major League. And yes, Static Shock has been in the Justice League, so don't step in talking shit because then Brad will come back and be like, Static Shock was in the Justice League? Yes.
Fuck Static Shock. Okay, let's not go there. All right. So
right,
if we had to do it right, and I just gotta pick a black superhero from what they are, I'm gonna go with hold on, let me remember his name. John Stewart, Green Lantern. And here's why, right? So as I believe that John Stewart Green Lantern was the best Green Lantern out of all 3 of them, right? In the Lantern Corps. I believe John Stewart is the best one. With his will, I got more than 5 seconds. With his willpower, he was able to best like the better of them. Like Superman couldn't fight him. He was knocking heads off. That's why they had to replace him with the white one, because they couldn't beat the black one. So they had to send the black one away to, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go with John Stewart as the best superhero, quote unquote.
Ooh. First of all, I'm dead because when he said he was gonna put his hand up at 30 seconds and then at 15, not at 5.
I have more than 5 seconds.
I'm in tears. Okay, me my life. Anywho, that was a great answer. Dre, what is the best black superhero in animation and cartoons?
Oh, in animation, that's easy. It's definitely Static Shock, even though y'all knew I was going to pick that. He helped Batman and Robin take down a Joker. He was able to single-handedly beat the Justice League while they were mind-controlled, on top of being able to beat 2 of his villains combined, not by himself, but with his sidekick Gear. I don't need anything else.
Dre don't be using it in 25 seconds.
You don't be using his time. You need to donate it to one of these long talking motherfuckers. Anywho. All right, Jamal, go ahead.
Woo! It's me? It's on me?
It's on you.
All right. So, you ready for this? I'm going to take y'all back to about 2010. I, myself, was in the middle of a war. I was in Afghanistan. I was reading a comic, and it was sad, dog. Like, we were in a war zone. And you know what the worst thing that happened to me was that day? Peter Parker died. And I had to read about him being replaced by this kid named Miles Morales. And I'm like, who is Miles Morales? Let me tell you who Miles Morales is. Miles Morales is one of the best Spider-Man to ever come out of Spider-Man comics. He has made $1 billion. That is as much as Tom Holland made in one movie, in an animated movie. He has been name dropped. He has been teased. He has been asked about his video game came out and it broke records. People wanted to buy a PS4 in mass numbers just to play this game. People that swore off Sony were like, I'd pay for that. Kids everywhere were loving Into the Spider-Verse. When Into the Spider-Verse came out, my kids were mad that part 2 got delayed.
Whew, see, he took some of the donated time and everything. Okay. All right, Rich. So 30 seconds. Why are Dre and Jamal wrong? And you are still muted. Like, you look real ready to talk. You got to unmute yourself, apparently.
Come on, kid. I just forgot that I was muted.
Right.
So I'm gonna make Brad's job easier to in fact checking. When Miles Morales dropped, it was on PS5, and that's what people were trying to buy. They weren't trying to buy them busted ass PS4s, not for Miles Morales. Okay, Miles Morales Spider-Man video game dropped with the PS5, and it was a PS5 exclusive. I just want to point that out there. So you can go ahead and fact check that and go ahead and disqualify Jamal altogether. Anyway, so with Static Shock, right? I get it. You know what I'm saying? He was the kid that we all kind of looked up to because we was kids growing up with him. But as you grow up, you start to understand that this nigga was really very immature. Okay? He was really immature with a lot of shit. All right? He could have helped a lot of people, but didn't because the nigga was still in high school. Where, you know, Green Lantern, that you grown ass man.
You heard the microwave. Why are you still talking?
Mute him. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep.
So-
Mute me on the Rich.
So for the fact checking, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales was developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5.
His thing was that people were buying PS4s. Spider-Man. They weren't buying PS4s for Miles Morales. They were buying PS5.
So your fact check is on what system they were buying, how much money they were trying to drop at the time.
And according to a Google search, as an adult, Static Shock is a member of the Justice League Unlimited. And
as an adult or as the kid in high school?
It says as an adult.
He talked about the kid in high school.
Wait a second. Static. Is Static the same as Static Shock?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, as an adult, Static is a member of Justice League.
But not as the kid in high school. I just want to point that out.
Kid in high school, he turned it down. If you watch the TV show, you know that.
All right, so
fuck that TV show.
You're already talking. Oh no, it's Dre.
It's on Dre.
30 seconds.
Okay, first of all, you mentioned the whole immaturity thing. He's 15. How mature do you expect a 15-year-old to be?
Not immature. Hence him not being mature.
I'm just going to disqualify you on that one. And Miles Morales, he kind of had to have his hand held by everybody around him before he was able to come into his own. As much as I love the character, he didn't really get to develop on his own until being trained into it. Static had to do everything dolo.
All right, time. All right, Jamal, 30 seconds.
Static was out here fighting crackheads, dog. You know, real life, that's what Bang Babies were. They were crackheads. They were the crackhead mutant Bang Babies that I was talking about in my story. You know this in your heart. Static is not the one. And you know John Stewart ain't the one. John got knocked out, beat down. He was the backup to Batman and Superman in every single Justice League cartoon. Although I myself loved him, he did not get replaced by the White Man. The White Man was his foreman. When they had to choose, they chose him third.
Time. All right. So I popped this comment up on the screen. Michelle said, "This is hard. At first I was team Static, but I gotta give it to Miles."
Hey.
We covered our fact checking, right? Was there anything else you had, Brad?
There's nothing else I have.
All right.
Because Brad would tell you that he was the third Green Lantern. There was Hal Jordan. There was Hal Jordan was the closest, and then there was Guy Gardner, and John Stewart was number 3. He was the backup, and he only came in around, I want to say, the 70s or the 80s.
Wow.
But I had to give it to him.
Here comes the audience.
He was third.
Audience coming through. All right, Rad. What are your thoughts? There's 3 very compelling arguments.
You say 3 very, very compelling arguments, but I disagree there.
I think it's diplomatic.
I think it's a 2-man race between Static and Miles Morales. but I don't think
Oh.
it's close. I think that Static was the only one that everybody mentioned in every part of the conversation. That makes Static the most polarizing. To me, he's got to be the winner for this one.
You didn't watch Static Shock.
I
You're
sure
a
didn't,
sunflower.
I
This nigga was in college when Static Shock
and
came out.
I don't have a PS5 or a PS4. So like, what are we doing?
I have an Xbox and a Switch, my brother.
This nigga was in his 4th year in college when Static Shock came out. We don't want to hear that.
But how many times did you watch the Into the Spider-Verse?
None, because the shit was boring.
None.
Like,
Look, we have kids. We watched a lot.
But I
Jesse?
played
None?
I played the one Spider-Man game. I forget
It
which
wasn't
one
Miles
it was.
Morales.
It was an Xbox 360 game, and it was
Oh,
like
you automatically cancel Miles Morales. It's
Enter the
not-
Dimensions, and Miles Morales was one of them. I think. I'm pretty
So-
sure it was.
that's a
For
different
the
game, and that was a
record,
different Spider-Man.
My
Yeah,
It was like
answer-
multiple
Spider-Man.
dimensions of
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
it was Spider-Man 2099.
No, Spider-Man 2099 was one of the many Spider-Mans in that game. They had like
Right, and it was
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
Noir.
Noir. Yeah, I played that game. That was before Miles Morales.
Miles Morales wasn't in that game?
No.
All right, well,
Okay. Well,
Static
my
Shock
answer,
wins.
I was gonna say my answer would be Miles Morales. However, Static Shock won from the audience. We have a Static Shock from Charles. We have a Static Shock from Kendall. And we have a Static Shock from A Hardy.
Game her. Yeah.
From the homie on YouTube.
No, well, he's the guy that was on last week. That's the worst part. I'm the worst person. I'm sorry.
Gerald?
Arteman.
No.
I got you.
No. Yeah.
Archie?
No, okay, you guys are stop because I'm bad because I'm guessing the wrong.
I'm about to give you 30 seconds.
Y'all are guessing the wrong things, which makes it even worse.
For the record, this is y'all's show.
Absolutely.
Man, you forget the
Also,
name
for
of
the
the
record,
My
I
brother
have
in
been
Christ,
drinking.
you are not more professional on what's happening.
Thomas. It's Thomas,
It's Thomas. Thomas
Oh,
said
the
it's
comic book guy.
the video game guy.
Video game guy. I knew that.
This is a train wreck.
First time going live on YouTube. First time getting YouTube comments, and we're like,
Oh, man.
oh, that's not a name.
wow. If this was a date,
For the
dog,
record,
we would've
Thomas,
all
I
been broken up
knew
with.
exactly who you were. Wait, I have to apologize live. I knew exactly who you were. And I still want to be a fairy. Still want you to create a character for me. I still want Josh to create my side story. I'm sorry. All right, moving on. So the next one is, which Black character was that?
Which Black character is what?
I was trying to read what the Facebook user was trying to say.
He is the most professional out of the two
Out of the
hosts.
two hosts. Your name is Facebook user. We don't care.
All right. So, which Black character had the biggest impact on Black culture?
Oh, so hear me when I say this, right? Dr. McStuffins. Talk about a little girl who through droves taught little Black kids to be doctors and and to always talk about how they feel and stuff like that. I think Dr. McStuffins, at one point, every little Black girl dressed up Halloween as Dr. McStuffins. Every last one of them. All parents, like, there was one of the positive TV shows on PBS and on Disney where Black children could go and watch it, right? They weren't watching Rugrats with all white kids. They wanted Dr. McStuffins. That's what they wanted to see. So I think she had one of the bigger impacts on, I would say, the younger Black culture, right? For our children.
All right, Dre, and you, what's your answer?
It's still Static Shock. We all can relate to Static. Damn near all of us grew up in the hood. You've been in the wrong situation, the wrong time, around the wrong people. Well, fortunately for him, gave him a gift that allowed him to save other people's lives, even to a point to go back in time and even meet his mom. Even though he had to give that up, he still got to do it. Like we all wanted to be static at some point growing up.
Y'all muted over there.
No, I know. So
Oh.
something popped up on my screen and I don't know how to close it. So I'm like, I don't know what this is. I'm struggling. Don't okay. Don't get started. It's okay. I can sit there. They can hear you. Go ahead.
Got you. If it's on me and I'd have to give my opinion on who had the biggest impact, I would have to go to Disney. And if I'm going to Disney and I'm going to the route of the biggest impact in Disney, it would have to be Princess Tiana for me. And I'm saying this as a girl dad who has a little girl. I've seen this movie 20 times, I promise, in the first year. But she made the biggest impact because little girls were able to look up and not only say, well, there's a white princess, there's a German princess, there's an Irish princess. Look, there's also a black princess. Because all that time, all they had was the Indian girl, which was Jasmine. Shout out to her. And the Asian girl, which was Mulan. But now they have a black girl from the South, essentially, because you can actually recognize that she worked hard, she did her way up, she did not marry into riches, she married into hard work. That's what Tiana did. Tiana didn't have the easy way out. She had the hard working, I'm going to get this on my own way.
Big facts. You also have sons, not a girl dad.
Hey, fuck you,
Fact check
Charles.
that.
Congratulations, my brother.
You're a girl dad now too, with 2 older sons.
Started out with a girl though, so always shout out to Iz.
Awesome. So I will also say we had Pocahontas, just as a person with some color, just to add in prior to Tiana. So
Is Pocahontas black though?
no, not
No,
black.
she's
When
considered
he
Native
was
American.
naming,
Yeah.
like brown princesses, and it's like,
But
Tiana's the first black one.
I can't really argue with Jamal because my daughter, like Tiana is a great choice, right? I'm just gonna say, okay, I don't think she impacted the black culture though, not as much as Dr. McStuffins, right? We love the fact that we got a black princess in the towers, but she didn't impact the culture like that. We're not going to even talk about Static Shock. Let's just go ahead and just throw that shit to the side, okay? We're talking about people that actually impact culture, all right? Static Shock was the nigga that wore turned over forces in high school and had a white friend as a crackhead. Like, we ain't listening. Anyway. Oh, shit, that's my time. I'm gonna follow the rules.
Right, I was like, anyway, you done. What? Okay. So, Trey, go ahead, get your 30 seconds.
Okay.
Why are their answers dumb?
Both y'all answers was cute and all, but he said superheroes, not princesses, not doctors. Yes, they're inspirational, but they're not superheroes. They're just inspirational to different black kids. I understand that.
No, sir. The question is what black character,
That's
not black superhero.
That was gonna be my fact check for you, bro. Black character.
Okay, I was listening to something else then. Here, kick it in.
Give him another 30 seconds. Why is his character still more better? Because that's where I'm at in my English.
Okay, well,
I don't think he thinks either character is better. I think he was just hoping to win on a little technical difficulty. I can see the look in his eye. He's like, shit, it is a character. Damn.
nah, I definitely concede on that one because I mess up.
Fair. Okay, Jamal.
So, Rich, as much as I would love to hate on Doc McStuffins,
You can't.
Girl, she's a doctor. Like, she wants to grow up to be a doctor. She wants to follow in the footsteps of her 2 black parents who are doctors, I believe.
And their grandmother.
Okay. So fact check that if we're wrong, but I just want to give Doc McStuffins her roses before we go. However, I will say that when you go to Disney World, you might get a Doc McStuffins toy, but you're not running into Doc McStuffins. You run into Tiana.
All right. Whew. So, checking the any fact check.
We good.
All right, checking the comments. We have Rod for Princess Tiana. It's a good answer. Michelle says no one wins this one. And Brittany said, as much as I love Tiana, she did have a huge impact, but between Doc McStuffins and Tiana, I think Doc is more of a household name, and more little black girls want to be her, like actually grow up to be her. Dad is a stay-at-home father, mother, and grandmother.
It's a real hard toss-up. Like,
Yeah.
you
Her
can't.
powers come from her grandmother.
I'm gonna
Wow,
put it
you
like
really watched that
this.
show because I never knew that.
I'm gonna put it like this. Jamal, you said you were gonna give Doc her flowers. I'm giving Doc her flowers, and I'm giving her Tiana's crown. Tiana is inspirational to black girls. Doc is inspirational to black children. It's Doc.
Across the board, my brother. It's Doc.
I like Tiana, but from an influential standpoint, Doc has generated 500 million. Princess and the Frog over 140 million.
So I'm not gonna hold you. And I'm not even
Thomas.
upset at Doc.
Time for your
because
checkup.
since
Time for your
COVID's come
checkup.
back, Doc has been more of like a figure that you'd see than you would see a Tiana. And that's why I'm like, damn, like I don't want to not take away from this character because I myself love Doc McStuffins. When Julian said, I want to watch this one on Disney Plus, I didn't say, nah, you can't watch that. I said, all right, time for your checkup. Time for your checkup. Want to check your eat. Like, I'm right there with the song. Like, I love me some Loretta Devine.
You're funny. All right, so Doc McStuffins wins. I would pick Tiana.
It's okay if you giggle, though.
It's okay if I giggle. No, I mean Doc McStuffins definitely. She's inspirational. She's something you can like want to be, and not necessarily just dress up and eat beignets, which is also fun.
I'm not gonna hold you though. Let that Tiana show hit, and it hit Disney Plus the way Baymax is coming out. My kids are loving that. Yeah. Tiana's gonna make her comeback.
We'll see. We'll see.
Hey, Brittany Mack on point in the comments. I'm gonna just put that out there.
Yeah.
That's because Brittany in the same room.
But believe it or not, like I said, Tiana is Brittany's favorite character, so she knows everything there is to know about Tiana. But Dr. McStuffins is Isabella's favorite character, so we know those two are just prime pickings, like for both.
That's hilarious. So, all right, so this is the last round. Okay.
Woo.
The last round, is who is the most relatable black cartoon character?
Oh, relatable?
Relatable.
Okay, are we gonna talk about to ourselves personally or to black culture?
Can we do both?
I mean, yeah.
And I'll give you I'll give you 90 seconds.
Okay, both, and he'll give you. Look at that. Timekeeper being generous.
If we're gonna talk about who's more relatable to me, and y'all better not laugh when I say this because I know my wife is gonna laugh. I believe the non-retarded Cleveland Brown, right? So Cleveland Brown from the Cleveland Brown Show is the most relatable to me, right? Stop laughing. I see your face. Stop laughing. But Cleveland Brown he's the dad that takes care of his stepkids, right? He got the woman he got the wife with 3 kids. He has his own kid, right? And he takes care of all of them. If you cross out the fact that he's like halfway retarded, but he's more relatable to me. Okay, that's just me. I love me Cleveland Brown. Now, if we're talking to the culture, it's so hard to say who's more relatable to the culture. I would say Tiana is more relatable to the culture because her story was almost normal. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in New Orleans, you love to cook. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to open up a restaurant outside of but even in New Orleans, you have the voodoo specialists where you got people that, you know, they believe in witchcraft, they believe in all of that other stuff. So even that was on point, just outside of them actually turning into frogs. Like, I mean, that wasn't on point. But as far as her storyline, I believe that's more relatable to black culture.
Sorry, y'all. I'm over here trying to type and multitask. All right, Dre. So, same, I guess, two questions for you. Most relatable to you personally, and then to the culture.
Okay.
Insert Static Shock here.
Nah. I mean, static is definitely an answer, but most relatable to me, I would say, is definitely Miles Morales. Because, young black boys, we get adultified. We have to grow up at a young age, be the man in the house. So, him having to take over Peter's mantle was essentially what that felt like. You having to be the new man of the world. You got to be the new man of the city. You got to take over for somebody else, and you have to figure everything out right on the fly. Now, most relatable to myself, absolutely. Y'all heard me say it all throughout this episode. Is Static Shock, because that was a kid I just knew. That was the most relatable thing I saw on TV, and that was when I saw myself as a black boy represented as a superhero. Before that, it was never a reality to me. And then I just seen that and I was like, oh shit, this is a real thing. And then when that episode of him and Anansi came out, he was saying exactly what I was thinking. Go ahead, roll all your eyes you want to, Rich. I don't care. I'm done.
Nah, bro.
I'm not rolling my eyes at you. I'm rolling my eyes at my wife, who decided to put her comment in the chat. That's all.
Y'all gotta read that. Y'all gotta read that for the podcast.
If Richie shaves his beard and mustache, he looks like Cleveland Brown.
Dog.
This is why you don't allow your spouse to watch your podcast.
She be in it. She's in it, bro. I can't. These be my stories being told from my wife.
They're better from my perspective.
Fuck your perspective.
Anywho, Jamal, your answers?
My answer, same person. Y'all ready for this? Most relatable? It's Gerald from Hey Arnold. He was just a cool dude from the neighborhood. He was trying to fit in. He was trying to help his best friend. He was just always alone for all the adventures. He did nothing wrong. He was just trying cool. He was just trying to chill and make it through second, third grade?
I have no clue.
Whatever grade that Gerald was in, he was just trying to make it through elementary school. All right. Bro was cooling. Him and Fuzzy Slippers. All right. That's all Gerald did. Gerald came through with the old black man wise sage advice. The advice that was beyond his years. And it was relatable to my life because it's I want to be like Gerald. I want to be as cool in a strawberry suit as he is. Homie was just walking down the street in the middle of wherever he was and just yep, I'm rocking this strawberry. He started going through voice changes. He started embracing it. As a kid who embraced puberty at 5, dog, my voice changed, my life changed. I was like, what the fuck is happening to me? Why does that little girl look so good? What is going on right now? That was my life. But Gerald was right there to explain shit as it happened. And that became relatable to me. Strawberry Gerald is still a thing to this day. You can get the Funko Pop. I'm just gonna say it, dog. Gerald is the most relatable. They can't even argue with that. Wait for Rich.
Wait for Rich. All right. So Jamal's answer was Gerald in general. Rich, if you want to go ahead with your 30 seconds.
I don't know what Gerald this nigga was watching, but Gerald wasn't trying to find the next thing in puberty. I don't know what the fuck Gerald you were watching. And all the sayings that Gerald had came from his older brother. So it's not like he was this wise ass cool kid. First off, Gerald was lame as fuck because he hung out with fucking Arnold. And both the niggas was lame as fuck. So let's just throw that out there. And I mean, I don't see how having a big ass kid and play haircut is relatable to people. You're bald. So I know I just take that kid and play what's that, Marjorie from fucking Simpsons haircut and just cut that shit out. We of course, Static Shock again. Dre, look. Stop.
And for the record, I gave about 45 seconds that time.
For the record, Skeeter was definitely black. He was colored, which is why he was green.
If Skeeter's
was a black
black,
man.
Piccolo is black.
Yo, I just seen.
I thought Skeeter was blue.
No, Skeet
Or blue? Was he blue? Okay.
Piccolo is an
Either
alien.
way, he was a colored person.
Piccolo is an
Either way,
alien.
he was a colored person.
Piccolo is an alien.
And they did that on purpose. But Skeeter was a black
There were black people
kid.
represented in that show. Do we need to talk about Mr. Popo again?
Oh,
Hey,
Rod.
what's Patty, man? He's black.
The comments think you're wrong. Piccolo
Just
was
because my
black.
friends are wrong and coming in with these strong ass opinions does not mean that I'm wrong. He is an alien, and they are depicted as
Okay.
black people in the show.
All right.
See,
all right.
I said that
okay,
earlier.
but you're arguing.
I'm about to start
and
a
this is what
timer.
we're arguing about. All right. So you need to
I'm sorry.
prove Rich or Dre needs
It's
to
not
actually
even.
you
It's
need
not
to
my.
stop
It's not
talking.
my turn.
Dre needs to get his 30 seconds.
Oh my God, Rich. Are you judging me for Static Shock, but you pick Cleveland Brown? Seriously? The token black dude whose show wouldn't even hold up because he was the worst character on it. He's honestly not relatable to any black people. I don't know what black people you know, but if you want to judge Gerald for being a lame, that nigga's lamer than him. And he's a full-grown adult. Now, as for Jamal, every black kid was not cool. That's why Gerald's not realistically relatable. Every black kid was not that super cool, suave, nice dress. They just weren't. Some were bums, some were lames, some were cool. Yeah.
Static Shock.
No, shut up. No, like every black kid was not super cool. That was just a stereotype.
All right, that's time.
And you know how we know every black character wasn't cool? Because Static Shock exists as a character. That's how we know every black character was not cool. Static Shock was out here fighting the mutant bang babies of the world, and you trying to tell me he was cool? No.
Oh man.
Rich, I don't even remember what you said, but let me tell you,
Don't matter.
Cleveland Brown was voiced by a white man, made to make out black stereotypes even worse.
We're not
when
talking
he
about
took
voice
over his
actors.
wife- when he took over his wife's house, his wife became all the black stereotypes that everybody hates and everything. What in the Mama June made this? Like that was his wife every single episode. After about, I want to say halfway through season 1, they decided to change her into a more black character, not because they wanted to, but because they can get away with it.
All right.
That's the point of the Cleveland Brown show, was to
And it still was
embrace
terrible, and I
to
stopped watching
show
it.
black
And I-
stereotypes. That was the
and
whole
then-
point of the
And then
damn
what
show.
happened to the Cleveland Brown show? They had to go back to
Just
Family
like-
Guy, right?
What was the
They went
point
right
of
back to
Hey
Family
Arnold,
Guy.
right? The point of Hey Arnold was the white kid with the weird ass misshaped head and the uncool black kid. Like what are you talking about?
Hey. Fuzzy Slip was
Your
kept it
best,
cool, all right?
your best character was a sidekick. At least Cleveland Brown hosted his own show. Gerald was a
He was-
sidekick.
He wasn't even a sidekick on the show. Cleveland Brown was not even a sidekick.
Cleveland
was a
Brown in the
third-rate
Cleveland
character.
Brown show was the main character.
Come on.
Gerald was the
Come
sidekick.
on. Even on his own show, he wasn't the best character. The Bear was.
The fact that I gave y'all 45 seconds instead
And
of
it's
30.
still happening. It's still happening.
The Bear was the best character.
Honestly, it's only happening right because I was looking.
And I want y'all to notice how no one said anything about Static Shock, because Static Shock no one cares about. I just want y'all to know that.
That's because Piccolo ain't
Black
black.
guy.
And
So
Rich got these for his birthday. Sorry, I'm drunk and I forgot to show these during the earlier part of the show. But happy birthday, Rich. His birthday was on Monday. Before we continue
Gang.
arguing.
All right, Brad.
I really think y'all missed a major opportunity. All in the comments, I saw people talking about Huey from the Boondocks, and like for me, especially, I feel like a lot of us as Black people, whether you grew up in like predominantly Black neighborhoods or if you grew up in predominantly white neighborhoods, you definitely looked around and be like, "Oh, these motherfuckers are stupid." No matter where you from. Like
Huey was a radical extremist.
Huey was a terrorist.
Huey at his core was a
Was a
person.
terrorist.
Wait, Huey at his core was a person that believed that his surroundings
White people
could
were
be
the devil.
and should be better.
Is that wrong?
He said
No,
that
no,
the
no,
first
no.
episode.
But we're saying that when we talk about relate to the
Weird,
culture,
weird.
yeah, ma'am.
Huey
and then
Huey tried to get Granddad to eat healthy.
Riley kept saying, "Nigga, you gay." No 4-year-old should be walking around saying, "Nigga, you gay."
Hey,
y'all missed the opportunity because Huey is probably the person that can relate to every black
And Huey
child
kept caught
in
an
some
L
capacity.
every time. How many times did Huey actually win?
Susie.
Okay, so no
What's
one
Susie
relates to
from?
Susie Carmichael.
Rugrats.
Okay,
But
Wow, yo, kick
only
Brad off.
because they didn't give her enough. They didn't give Susie
If
enough
you like white women, just say that.
storyline for us to be like, yeah, I'm relatable to her. You know what I'm saying? They didn't write enough story for Susie for me to be like, yeah, I'm related to that, right? Or like I can relate to that. So
I agree. I feel like I like attached to Susie because she was a black girl, but not because she had the most personality or
Nah, she fucking stood up to Angelica every time. That little bitch was not getting away with anything. It'd be like, you dumb babies, and she'd be like, Angelica, not today. It's not going down in my neighborhood.
Okay.
She was the
I just felt like they
one
should have gave her
that would stand up
more
to
of a
Angelica.
storyline.
With regards to what these guys answered, I cannot support Cleveland. I cannot support Cleveland. That
was terrible.
Not only can I not support Cleveland
what about
as
my most
character,
relatable pick, which was Tiana? We just gonna skip over the fact that I said that?
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to say Tiana's most relatable, let's be realistic. She's relatable because we've seen our mothers and grandmothers beat Tiana.
Which is the point of being relatable. That's the whole point of the shit. Just be relatable. But you know what we aren't relatable like? We didn't all have turned over forces walking through school. We weren't all best friends with the white kid fighting crackheads in the middle of the street.
No, but our best friend wasn't white, making it through.
Some of us
right.
was actually fly.
So Jamal has said.
I think it's Gerald. I think Jamal wins this one.
Jamal P. Sherman said, so we're talking about characters that are relatable to us. I throw the P in because I don't know what his middle name is, but it's P. Sherman. 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Anywho, but I would like to bring up the character of Craig from Craig of the Creek. He is very representative of weird black kids nowadays.
Absolutely. And to be honest,
I haven't seen that.
Don't watch that show enough to like be like, yeah, I'm fighting for Craig.
Yeah, I haven't seen that enough.
I mean, I watched the whole show and I can absolutely agree with that.
You know, why the fuck didn't you say it?
Babe.
Static started that shit.
The one fighting the mutant crackheads?
The one stereotypically cool.
So I, too, am going to go with Gerald.
Yeah, so I said he wasn't stereotypically cool.
I'm going to go with Gerald. Yeah, this was fun. That was all my questions, y'all.
Damn,
this was a lot.
That was good though. I liked it. I think we're gonna start doing our debates instead of in bracket style, more like this style, and then we'll just have more guests on the show to defend their point as to why they're wrong for a lot of stuff. Status Shock can't be the answer for no more questions.
And you can't pick no more coons, so there's a balance.
Cleveland is not a coon. Cleveland was not a coon. Cleveland was not a coon.
Hey,
Uncle Ruckus was.
Hey, Dre rarely claps back, but when he does,
it's hard. It's hard. That's hilarious. Okay, so
when he clapped back, it's a round of applause.
Exactly.
Well, Brad, you've been here before, but if you want to take the time to drop your socials and information on the podcast.
Yeah. So me and my co-host Fred, we host What's Happening. It's a show where we talk about everything. We talk about political, societal issues. We interview people with interesting stories. New episodes drop every Wednesday. It's available wherever you get podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you're an Android user like me, gang, and you don't have Spotify, download Google Podcasts. You can listen to that for free. Check us out. The socials is What's Happening. That's WHUSHATTNIN. We're everywhere: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So check us out and rock with us.
They also believe that Wolverine is better than Goku. So, you know.
They also believe that the Red Power Ranger is better than Storm. But you know what?
You know what? Here we go.
Neither here nor there. Thank you so much for joining us today, Brad.
Spider-Man is worse than Avatar, too. So,
man,
just so you know Brad's opinion.
Y'all know, y'all. I really rock with y'all when y'all been slandering me for an hour and 10 minutes and counting, and I'm still here smiling. That's cool.
That's hilarious. So
Michigan
tomorrow we are actually doing an interview with the heads of HBC UConn. So while we were at BlurredCon, we went to there was a table for HBC UConn. We linked up with them, so it's going to be a fun conversation to talk about just how they got started and what this con is all about. It's in April of next year. It's going to be a super exciting conversation. Did anyone talk about what's
Soccer.
Soccer.
So we can have a quick discussion real quick. I believe that soccer is black. Sorry, Jamal popped in last minute. I believe soccer is black because the Native American people all moved to Alaska. If you actually study into what happened to them, a lot of them decided to pack their shit up and decide to travel wherever. That's why the tribes are so spread out. That's why every black person is like, nah, I got Cherokee, I got this in my family.
The question is are Native Americans black?
I would say yes. I would say enough, if not all of them, started mitigating with other people. And like when you're looking at what minorities are usually mixed with, you never usually hear a white person say, I have Cherokee in my family. You always hear a black person say that.
Okay. I would argue.
Since I'm here to fact check, and yeah, we all know
Michelle.
Jim Ross, good old JR.
Good old JR. He is
Cherokee.
Yeah. So I would also
and good old JR be doing some like wow. Sorry. I still gotta go to sleep.
I'm trying to end the episode. I'm trying to continue the conversation. But no, as someone who thought they were of Native American descent, actually, I really know I am. So ancestry.com kind of fucked up. Anywho, I will say that it is like traditionally Apache Indians specifically did not get along with black people, and if they were the same, it wouldn't have been such a strong.
However, they were. So you can see in the Avatar series that they were of Native American descent, but they also came out with a darker skin tone for someone who should be living necessarily in the was it southern or northern water tribe?
Northern
tribe. Either way, they weren't getting much sunlight. So for them to come out to be the entire village of that descent, and you can see that there was like wolves and things like that were more necessarily Native American, but they still kept that melanin. Nah, I'd have to go with they might have been black. I'd give Sokka some black.
But does melanin equal black?
No.
Not all.
So just because they had melanin, so that doesn't necessarily make Native Americans black just because they're melanated.
No, but the kids came out in Korra, whether you like the show or not, to not act more Native American, but to act more and look and resemble more black. Even coming from the daughter down, she didn't seem more Native American. She seemed more black. So I think the animators decided to go with a more black aesthetic than they did with a more Native American aesthetic.
I'm trying to figure out what you're talking
about. The daughter from Korra. The actual like Aang's daughter.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
And the sons were both like of a mixed race, and then when you look at like how they animated the kids, the kids came out to look more mixed than they did look more like, oh, well, you're a white guy or you're a black guy. Nah, they kind of look like the mother, like because Katara looked a little black. Not necessarily as much as Sokka looked like Sokka could be a Native American warrior, but Katara definitely looked black.
So I ain't got him a little black thing.
Right.
I mean,
all right.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Until tomorrow, stay healthy, stay safe or whatever, and stay unapologetically black. Have a good night.
Gang.